From Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 4:30.
Now at 4:30, hostages go home. How authorities ended a deadly hours-long standoff in a California bank. And race against flames. The fiery scene in a Lincoln rest area this afternoon after an RV caught fire. But we know tonight. Plus, back in action. The high stakes tonight for the Lincoln Salt Dogs as they compete on their own territory. But we begin tonight with the massive flames in Northwest Lincoln breaking now. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Emma Norwood. Fire crews responding to an RV engulfed in flames outside a truck stop in town. That's just outside Shoemakers on Northwest 48th Street. Yeah, you can see that right there. Lincoln Fire and Rescue rushing to the scene this afternoon. An eyewitness on the scene capturing these dramatic videos. You can see the intensity of the flames with thick plumes of smoke coming out of the RV while firefighters work to contain the fire. LFR telling us the fire started from the engine of the RV and spread further inside. They say the owners were nearby and were able to thankfully safely rescue their pet cat. LFR is investigating the fire and the potential damage caused. Developing now, schools all over the country are seeing a big shift towards trade programs in Southeast.
What's going on, guys? Here, this is Jake Coleman reporting from Channel 8 News. As the summer kicks off, it's the busiest time of the year for trade work, electricians, plumbers, contractors, and coming up here at 6 o'clock, we'll be talking with Green's Furnace and Plumbing, as well as Southeast Community College, who says their enrollment in their trades program has gone up, as well as their general enrollment. That's all new here at 6 o'clock.
Well, it's time now for a look at your first forecast at 4:30 with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins. Really warm and humid today, but it sounds like that might be changing. Rusty, what's up?
The warm and humid sticking around. That's not changing. It's the storms that are headed our way. Scattered showers and thunderstorms right here from Columbus, O'Neill south, all the way into south central Nebraska. So some heavier rainfall. There we go. Got rid of that pesky guy's name on the TV screen. This is slowly trying to make its way east, but because of all of this heavy rain, notice it keeps reforming in the same place. So because of that, and I'll just get out of the way so you can see the storms. York likely going to see some strong storms shortly. Sutton already seeing it. Hastings, Blue Hill, Red Cloud, between Alma and Holdridge, Arapahoe seeing that. But because some heavier rain in just this area right here, this is actually just expanded within the last minute, maybe even 45 seconds. Flood advisory, 2 to 3 inches of rain has already fallen. 1 to 2 inches more a possibility. So flood advisories in place, and we'll probably see some flood warnings. Hopefully we don't see any flash flood warnings. 27th Yankee Hill Road, Honda of Lincoln Cam, we've got 86 degrees and a southeast breeze. We'll take a closer look at that radar here in just a few minutes.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Rusty. Let's get a peek at some Lincoln roads. You're taking a live look at 17th and O streets right now. Doesn't look like there's really any traffic out there. Should be a smooth ride home. Well, right now, local authorities are looking for a man seen vandalizing a stop sign. According to Lincoln Police and Crime Stoppers, this man caused irreversible damage to 2 stop signs near 46th and L Streets on May 24th. They say a witness took these photos of him. That witness telling police the person of interest approached him and was screaming profanities at him. Police found that the stop signs had been spray painted and the paint could not be cleaned and the signs had to be replaced. They're asking anyone with information to contact Crime Stoppers or LPD. And Lincoln police arresting a man they believe stole a car from this parking lot of the Casey's gas station on North 27th Street. Police say the suspect is 38-year-old Anthony Sandoval. The theft happened at 11:30 last night. According to LPD, the owner went into the store, leaving her car running with the keys inside. When she returned, the vehicle was gone. Police later finding it abandoned nearby. Police also connecting the suspect Sandoval to an attack on a woman he knows, leaving her with injuries. Well, breaking now, 10 people are back home with their families tonight, rescued after police say they were taken hostage for hours. ABC's Jacqueline Lee has more.
SWAT teams early this morning seen escorting people from the scene of a 15-hour standoff between a suspect and police in Bakersfield, California.
This has been a horrific event.
Bakersfield police saying it unfolded after 1 p.m. local time yesterday, about 100 miles northeast of Los Angeles. The FBI identifying the suspect as 41-year-old Anthony Scott Searles Harris. Police saying he had an explosive device and barricaded himself in an office building, taking 10 hostages, employees of Kern County schools. The suspect also allegedly saying he attached explosives to the hostages.
Numerous other employees and patrons had fled the building during the suspect's takeover, and we immediately began evacuating the surrounding area.
A crisis team began hostage negotiations, with the suspect releasing 2 victims before negotiations stalled. Investigators say they were able to stay in touch with one hostage who had their phone until the phone died. After 15 hours, the FBI saying they moved inside the building and shot and killed the suspect.
We're incredibly relieved to report that all of the hostages that were involved have been safely recovered and reunited with their families.
The FBI says Searles Harris served in the U.S. Army from 2006 to 2007. He was dishonorably discharged for going AWOL.
He was no stranger to law enforcement and has a criminal history of using weapons to commit violent offenses. In 2014, he was charged with sex acts with a child under 14. He's a registered sex offender.
Authorities say they executed a search warrant in the suspect's home and discovered some concerning items, mentioning the suspect had concerns about a previous court case, but would not release more information. Authorities say they do not believe the school district employees were a target, but officials say this is an ongoing investigation as they try to determine why this happened. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Los Angeles.
New details now on some city leaders in Grand Island that are working to speed up a massive development project.
For Channel 8 News, I'm Andrew Ward. The Good Life District in Grand Island making significant progress. The city holding a public meeting to receive critical feedback. Mayor Roger Steele saying they are about 80% away from a final proposal. He says it will include an $82 million bond that will build things like an amphitheater, aquatic center, and new sports complex first. Mayor Steele is hoping to have a final proposal ready by the end of this month. He says they've had too many delays so far in getting this thing started, and they want to avoid any more by not having a proposal ready.
Happening tonight, Hickman Fire and Rescue Department is opening their doors to the public. The fire station is having an open house from 5:30 to 7:30 this evening. It will have plenty of stuff for both adults and kids, from CPR training as well as suiting up in fire equipment and getting to sit in the fire truck. There will also be a controlled fire to show guests what to do when something like this could happen in their day-to-day lives. Well, we have so much more coming up on Channel 8 tonight, including some weird finds, the strangest things that people are leaving behind on their Uber rides, and which cities are the most forgetful. And coming up all new at 5, a story you'll only see right here on Channel 8. Taking to the skies, we follow a group of Nebraska veterans reliving cherished wartime memories, what this unique experience means for the men who served our nation. Happening today, the Salt Dogs are back in action on home dirt here in Lincoln. The Salt Dogs in the midst of a home stand at Haymarket Park. For the latest on today's action, let's check in with Channel 8 Sports Director Nate Johnson. Nate.
Hey, thank you, Emma. Yeah, the Salt Dogs are in the middle of a 3-game home series with the Lake County Dockhounds before they host the Sioux Falls Canaries for a 3-game series also at Haymarket Park. Lincoln was looking for a bounce-back game following last night's loss to Lake County, and early on, though, it was all Dockhounds. Jack Blomgren sending one to the bathrooms in the bottom of the second there to start the scoring. In Lake County, we get out to a 7-0 lead going into the bottom of the 7th, but the Salt Dogs would score 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th and keep that momentum going into the 8th. Callan Halverson with a 2-run single there, and Lincoln would pull within 2 there and make it a 1-run game after the 8th. However, Lake County would hold on and win 10-9 against Lincoln. The final game of this series is set for 6:35 p.m. tomorrow. The Storm Chasers will be back to work in Columbus at 6:05 tonight after last night's 9-8 loss. And the Royals will finish off their series with the Reds tonight at 6:10 p.m. And we'll have more baseball updates coming your way in the Sports Zone at 6. And we'll be taking a look at the Nebraska Women's Amateur Golf Tournament. For now, though, Emma will send things back over to you.
All right, let's go ahead and turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins for a look at your full forecast at 4:30. Rusty?
Quite a bit going on. Lots and lots and lots of lightning, too. It stretches all the way north, just west of O'Neill, and then comes back down, slowly making its way east, and eventually curves around here and is kind of turning into a line that is just sitting there, too, and expanding a little bit to the south. Flooding issues, a flood advisory in this area right now. So if you live in south central Nebraska, you are likely being inundated with some heavy rainfall, especially directly south of Grand Island. So we'll zoom into a couple of different spots here. Here's Lincoln, just from Highway 77 west. Not much going on until you run into it at about York, and this line, well, non-severe. That's the good news. I haven't seen a severe thunderstorm warning out of this for a while, knock on wood, but we do have some strong line of storms, probably some gusty winds out of this, and maybe some small hail. A little prefrontal thunderstorms forming near York. This bends down, heads toward Blue Hill, Hastings. We'll zoom in here, though, a little bit closer. Lushton just saw a lot of rain just the other day. Now they're going to see a lot more. Aurora, Harvard, Fairfield, Grand Island, Doniphan, Nelson seeing some storms right now. Red Cloud, Superior is just, it's really close to Superior. Eventually, Hebron and Chester will probably see these storms. Red Cloud, Blue Hill, there's Franklin, Salem kind of on the edge there, but so a lot of lightning, some very heavy rain, and this is going to continue for a while too. Look at these, and even further west, south of Holdridge, Oxford seeing some storms. Just east of Cambridge, there's Wilsonville right there. Gosper County seeing some storms rolling through that area too. This May, it looked like it was almost severe, and now it's pulsing back down. That's the good news with these storms. They're close to severe, but they don't quite get to the criteria of 1-inch diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. So this is just a good old-fashioned line of thunderstorms. We need the rain. Now the lightning could, not so much, but we'll take the rain, that's for sure. Meanwhile, in Lincoln, 48th and Cornhusker Highway, ABC Seamless is just like nothing going on, and really there isn't. It's really humid and really on the warm side. Now, precipitation-wise, we could use some in the Lincoln area. We're up to 9.74. We're about 1.5 inches lower than we typically are this time of year. Look at these temperatures. Yesterday, we topped out in the lower 80s. Today, we briefly made it to 86, not showing up on here, but we were at 86 about 3 o'clock this afternoon. So a very warm and humid day today. We are going to talk more about the rainfall and the potential for some severe storms over the next couple of days coming up at 5, 6, and 10.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much, Rusty. Let's get you over to a look at your traffic for your evening commute. This is a live look at 11th Street and Cornhusker Highway. Definitely picking up out there. I know when we just looked at the other area of town, didn't look too crazy, but this one looks a little bit more packed. Now on to new developments in the fight against Ebola. The World Health Organization revising the number of suspected cases from more than 1,000 last week down to 116 today. Between Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda, there have been 359 confirmed cases and 61 deaths since the outbreak started. The WHO says 3 vaccines are being developed, with 2 of them possibly ready for clinical trials in 2 or 3 months. An experimental antibiotic that might be able to fight the virus could also go to clinical trial in a few weeks. Well, right now, researchers and health advocates are launching a new campaign aimed at reducing Americans' reliance on ultra-processed foods. The effort, called Fed Up, will provide consumers with information about highly processed products and tools to advocate for changes in schools and government policy. That includes a push for warning labels, restrictions on advertising to children, and safety testing for additives. Ultra-processed foods are linked to higher rates of obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and dementia. The CDC says more than half of American adults get most of their calories from ultra-processed foods. For children, that number is even higher, impacting 6 in 10 kids. Well, let's get a look at what's trending at KOKNTV.com. Here's Channel 8's Mark Fisher.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Mark Fisher, and we're back with another segment of what's trending on KOKNTV.com. First up, an inmate who went missing from the Community Corrections Center in Lincoln on Monday has been found. The Lincoln Police Department arrested Amanda Ekman on Tuesday and booked her into the Lancaster County Jail. Ekman went missing on Monday after she failed to return to the facility following a job-seeking furlough. Officials said her electronic monitoring device was found in North Lincoln near 44th and Superior Streets. Ekman started her sentence in July of 2024 when she was sentenced between 2 years and 6 months to 7 years for criminal possession of 4 or more financial transaction devices and possession of a controlled substance. Also getting clicks, a Lincoln man was arrested on Sunday after police say he broke into a business and stole the owner's pickup truck. LPD said the person responsible had pried open a box, removed the door key, and gone inside. Officers identified the suspect as 47-year-old Joshua Watkins. Police said he was arrested during an unrelated call for service and was found with the business key in his pocket, a bag of change belonging to the victim, and wearing the victim's clothes. You can read about these stories and much more on our website at KLKNTV.com, but for now, we'll see everybody tomorrow with more trending stories.
Well, also trending now, there's been a few weird Uber finds in their 2026 Lost and Found Index. Uber says people are leaving all sorts of things behind, starting with the strangest: dentures with 2 teeth, breast milk, human hair, and an ankle monitor. And for the top trending left behind, the list includes Labubus, Crocs, hats, and vapes. Uber also finding normal everyday finds like phones, wallets, and keys. And people in some cities are much more forgetful than others. Those include New York, Miami, Chicago, San Francisco, and Los Angeles. Well, coming up after the break, a big night in national basketball. Which teams will be facing off when the NBA Finals kick off tonight, and how you can catch every moment right here on Channel 8. And coming up all new at 5, additional fatality. What authorities are revealing tonight about a second victim in a deadly crash in Northwest Lincoln. Tonight, the NBA Finals get underway. We have just a few hours left before tip-off in Game 1 between the New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs. And the excitement has been growing across both cities. Here is ABC's Lauren Glassberg in New York.
For the first time in 27 years, the New York Knicks are going to the NBA Finals. And the San Antonio Spurs have done it.
There is certainly excitement in this city. It has been 27 years since the Knicks were in the finals, and New Yorkers are pumped. Merchandise is selling out fast. There are watch parties scheduled throughout the city, including right here at Madison Square Garden. There is even a subway station painted in Knicks blue and orange. Blue and orange is coursing through the blood of New Yorkers.
I'm envisioning that night and the next day in my mind, and I think it's just going to go nuts. Maybe the Statue of Liberty reanimates and comes to life and just walks down 7th Avenue.
It's definitely going to be a tough task. It's definitely going to be a physical grind because of the team that they are and what they're capable of. But focus on what we do. Just make sure we're locked in.
There's an energy sweeping throughout the Alamo City as the San Antonio Spurs are back in the NBA Finals for the first time in more than a decade. It's keeping local artists busy, local shops busy, and it's all to support our silver and black.
I'm the biggest Spurs fan. I love them, win or lose. And I love the whole team. Go, Spurs, go.
When the ball goes up for the opening tip, Game 1 of the Finals, what's going to be going through your mind?
Hopefully, being thankful for being here, because I think that helps grounding me and that helps realizing that this is a chance that is not guaranteed and it's not forever.
Let's get a final check of the forecast before the top of the hour. Rusty, take it away.
Not sure if I'm the only one that thinks this, but whenever I hear about the New York Knicks and they're in the playoffs, I hear Joey Tribbiani in my head going, yeah, the Knicks rule. I don't know if that's just me, but anyway, severe thunderstorm watch well to the north. Actually, that's a tornado watch all the way to the north. Does not include any Nebraska counties, but we do have some strong storms here from north central Nebraska through Grand Island and then wrapping around. All the models I've been looking at say this fizzles out in the next 2 or 3 hours. So we'll see. We need the rain, so hopefully it stays together. But notice kind of what it's doing is now turned into a line, and I think it's eventually going to push south and east, and hopefully more east because we could use the rain, but the severe threat has dwindled quite a bit. But that's something we'll keep an eye on. And here's one of those models. It has it just kind of fizzling out, still around by 11 p.m. Tonight, but again, it loses a lot of its strength. Hopefully we can get some rainfall out of it. By 3 o'clock in the morning, you're looking at mostly cloudy skies and those temperatures into the 60s, and then another chance for some storms moving in. This would be south central Nebraska by 6 a.m. Thursday has its own set of problems too. We have a severe weather threat Thursday. We have a severe weather threat Friday. And the timing and location a little different for each one. So we have lots to talk about coming up at 5, 6, and 10. We have the severe weather threat. We have temperatures that are going to be very, very warm as we head into the weekend too. So more on that coming up in about 5 minutes.
Thanks so much, Rusty. Let's get one last look at the roads here in the capital city. This is 48th and Adams Street. Some road work going on in that area, but doesn't seem too bad on traffic. Everything seems to be moving on pretty slowly. Should be able to make it home on time for dinner. And that will do it for Channel 8 News at 4:30. Rod Fowler's coming up next at the top of the hour, along with our team of reporters and Now Citizen journalists. Stick with us.
The Amigos Yankee, reinventing
from Nebraska's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, extreme heat. How two people got themselves and their cat out of a burning RV before it was too late. Also tonight, confessing to the camera.
If you guys are recording this, I just wanted to let you know
what one suspect had to say at the scene of an overnight vandalism case. And the flight of a lifetime.
They come alive. Their families come alive.
What our veterans are saying about their experiences of taking an unforgettable flight. And only on 8 tonight, a group of Nebraska veterans taking to the skies today. I love it. 8 veterans that currently live in nursing homes getting a ride they won't soon forget in a World War II era plane. Tonight, we're there as they relive their memories. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. Good to have you with us. I'm Rod Fowler. For many of the veterans today, it's not just about flying. It's about reconnecting with a part of themselves. Channel 8's Emma Norwood brings us their reactions from today. Emma?
As those 8 Nebraska veterans step in and out of the plane today, their smiles are impossible to miss. This is creating lasting moments for both their families and proving that it's not too late for one more adventure. One by one, veterans suiting up and hitching a ride in the sky.
We're just saying thank you for the sacrifice, for their service. I mean, they gave us our freedom.
Nebraska Healthcare Association teaming up with Dream Flights, giving 8 retired Nebraskan service members the chance of a lifetime. Like 100-year-old Ted Monroe Mills, who fought for our country during World War II.
Cars looked like ants going down the road and saw the Capitol, and it was a great flight. It was awful windy, but I'd do it again.
A free ride in a World War II-era Boeing Stearman biplane, symbolizing the sacrifice they made for all of us.
I just have to pinch myself to say I get to do this because I get to hang out with people like Ted and Clayton who have done so much for me, and now I'm getting a chance to do a little something for them at a point in their life when they're not thinking about flying in open cockpit biplanes. And so they come alive, their families come alive, and it's just such an emotional thing.
As families cheer on their loved ones and greet them with signs and a smile. Clayton West, a Korean War veteran, throwing his hands in the air as he got off the plane.
It was wonderful. It was a good flight. I enjoyed it. Everything went well. I'm so happy for all those who participated to make us all this possible. I'm really grateful to all of those involved.
When Clayton got off that plane and his smile, it is priceless. It was unbelievably emotional, and just to see, they said that Clayton is a very quiet guy, and he didn't look quiet. So his smile sold everything.
Some of them even signing their names on the end of the plane, an experience they'll never forget. The veterans whose signatures are now on the tail end of the plane will represent their lasting legacy for many years to come. Reporting here in Lincoln, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
All right, thank you, Emma. Breaking now, another person has died from a crash that happened on Memorial Day west of Lincoln. It happened on West O Street there in Emerald. A car didn't stop at a stop sign and crashed into an SUV that was traveling along O Street. The Lancaster County Sheriff's Office telling us a passenger in that SUV, 62-year-old Gay Waugh from Lincoln, died from her injuries. A passenger in the other car also died from the crash. Boy, look at that. An RV erupts in flames outside a popular rest area in northwest Lincoln. KLKN right alongside first responders rushing to the scene this afternoon. This is just outside Shoemakers on Northwest 48th Street. An eyewitness to the scene capturing these dramatic videos with our team. You can see the intensity of the flames and the thick plumes of smoke. LFR telling us the fire started from the RV's engine. A couple inside the RV along with a cat got out safely. LFR is still investigating the fire and assessing the damage. Some severe weather is happening on this Wednesday evening. Let's take a peek outside from our tower cam right outside our station. Warm and humid today, and the storms are brewing. How does it look right now? Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins. Rusty?
Some heavy rain has already fallen in parts of south central Nebraska. So now we have a flood advisory in place for several counties and a line of storms making its way from west to east with some much needed precipitation. But this was too much all at once. 2 to 3 inches already fallen in this area just south of Kearney, southwest of Hastings. That does include counties like let's see, Kearney, Phelps, Harlan, Franklin, Webster, and Adams County. This goes until about between 7 and 9 p.m. depends on which side of the advisory you're on. But here's a closer look at those storms. You can see there's some heavy rain moving in that area and still coming back where that flood advisory is in place. And then I'll just scooch over here real quick, and just west of Lincoln, it's making its way towards us. Nothing severe as of right now, but some heavy rain and lots of lightning between York and Hebron right now, and that is, again, moving to the east. So it's something we're going to keep a very close eye on. Also some scattered storms southwest of O'Neill, also just east of McCook there, but again, no severe weather right now, but the potential is there for 1 or 2 strong storms. 6th and Perkins in Beatrice, your Shones Roofing Camp, you can see those clouds bubbling just off to the west there, but overall a very warm afternoon. Unless you have thunderstorms rolling through, then it's in the 60s, but we're at 84 in Lincoln, and those dew points are well into the 60s for just about everybody in the eastern half of the state, thus the severe weather. The wind speed is out of the south at 10 to 20 miles per hour. We'll take a closer look at those storms and where they're headed in a few minutes.
Thank you, Rusty. New details now on an assault on Lincoln police officers that happened earlier today. 2 officers receiving minor injuries after a scuffle with a man they identified as Travis Steerlin. LPD's public information officer Erica Thomas clearing up what led up to the assault today.
This morning around 7:30 a.m., officers responded to the report of a man passed out on a bench in the area of 52nd and Cornhusker. When they contacted him, he had a syringe, which was later tested positive for meth, and refused to identify himself. As officers attempted to take him into custody for drug paraphernalia, he resisted and began fighting.
Now, the red dot is the approximate location of the assault. At this point, the suspect is under arrest, facing multiple charges. New tonight, a debate in the Senate over the Protect College Sports Act. It's an attempt to create a national framework for college athletics brought on by NIL deals, the transfer portal, and legal challenges in the NCAA. Here's a look at the conference today. Former Alabama head coach Nick Saban was there. He backs the idea, saying college sports need guardrails before the current system gets worse. We wanted to know what our local lawmakers think about the issue, so we asked Senator Pete Ricketts if Congress needs to create a national standard for NIL rules or if it should be left up to the states to decide.
Transfers, that has to be something I think needs to be national, because transfers can occur across the country. So I don't know that, for example, would work if you only had the states regulating it. So that's just one example of why I think it needs to be more of a national standard with regard to how transfers are handled, rather than allowing the states to be able to do it.
Now, nothing was officially decided in the hearing today. We'll keep you posted when we learn when they come to a decision. Breaking now, a 15-hour hostage situation in Bakersfield, California ends with the captives unharmed. We're also learning now the suspect in this event is dead. Local Bakersfield authorities holding a press conference today to clear the air after the intense day. Channel 8's Meg West joins us live now from the newsroom to let us know how the hostages got out alive and how the suspect ended up dead. Meg?
Yes, good evening, Rod. Well, when phone negotiations began to stall this morning, that's when FBI agents rushed into the building, shooting and killing the suspect and ending that 15-hour-long hostage situation. Tonight, all 10 hostages are safe at home with their families. 2 were released during phone negotiations, and the remaining 8 were rescued after the suspect was killed. Police say 41-year-old Army veteran and convicted sex offender Anthony Scott Searles Harris, armed with explosives, barricaded himself and those hostages inside the school district offices within the Chase Bank building. Investigators are searching for a possible motive, noting the suspect had expressed concerns related to his past.
Conversations led us to believe that he was really concerned about his previous case history. There were specific elements that he was very frustrated. I think, as some have expressed on some of his social media things that he's released, that he had some concerns related to how his previous cases or case had been handled, and what the aftermath of that was, his sentencing and those types of things.
Investigators say the suspect had tied up 5 of the hostages and strapped explosives to some of them, adding the man had a criminal history of using weapons to commit violent offenses, including 2 convictions for sex crimes involving a minor. He was also dishonorably discharged from the Army in 2007 for going AWOL, according to officials. Now, right now, as it stands, several of the hostage victims were school district employees, but at this point in the investigation, investigators do not believe that they were intentionally targeted. In the newsroom, Meg West, Channel 8 News.
All right, thank you, Meg. Stay with us. We have more headed your way after the break and a new batch of stories coming up on our 6 o'clock newscast, including winning wheat. UNL creating 3 new weather-resistant varieties of wheat. What they hope producers will get out of their research and creation. And coming up after the break, suspect search. Lincoln police are trying to identify a man who spoke to a doorbell security camera at the scene of a vandalism case. What he had to say in the middle of the night. And don't forget, tonight's the night, Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Tips off at 7:30 right here on Channel 8. The New York Knicks are heading to San Antonio to take on the Spurs. You're not going to have to touch that dial. It's going to be right here on Channel 8 on ABC. Stay with us. We'll be back after the break. And a recording of a late-night confession. We have it all caught on camera. Lincoln police are searching for the man that you see right there and connecting him to this car's damage. Now, the call on this came in Friday, May 15th. The rear passenger's window is smashed in. There was a brick found on the floor inside the car. So why are police connecting this man? Well, let's take a look at the doorbell security footage the victim captured that night.
Well, I was if you guys are recording this, I just wanted to let you know that me and a couple of my other buddies were drinking or whatever.
And that's where the recording ends. Whether or not this man is actually connected to the crime is yet to be seen, but Lincoln police are actively searching for him. They have a few questions. They're asking anyone who has any information on who this is or his whereabouts to report it to them, or you can stay anonymous by reporting it to Crime Stoppers.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Setting the stage, here's what today was like. We had 86 for the high, with just a few degrees above average. The record of 97. It felt like 97 today. It was just one of those days. No rain so far today, yet. There's a good chance we're going to see some precipitation shortly, but we'll look at that here in a minute. First, what does it look like right now? Barry Lockham looking towards downtown Lincoln, Capitol building right there on the right side of your screen. No rain yet, but it's headed our way. Can you tell where it's at right now? Look at this cool, much cooler air, rain-cooled air in Grand Island and Holdridge. 84 though in Lincoln, Beatrice 85 in Hebron. Look at Hastings and Kearney at 66, 68 in Grand Island. So yeah, that'll cool you off fast when you get a bunch of rain falling over the top of you. Humidity is very high too, middle and upper 60s, around 70 in York, 64 Beatrice, 66 in Lincoln. The wind, not bad. It's still 16, 17 miles per hour, but that's kind of a telltale sign. Usually you need kind of a gusty south wind bringing up that moisture. So I think, notice it's a little higher up here. There's a better chance for severe weather in north central Nebraska tonight than there is in south central, where there's already storms. So this cluster right here could eventually get on the strong to severe side, but this right here has less of a chance. And we'll zoom in here a little bit. York likely seeing some strong storms rolling through, eventually Hebron, then it kind of bounces down here towards Red Cloud and near center, and then some storms on the other side of Arapahoe and moving through Arapahoe. Then I'll move over here just a little bit. Some spot storms trying to form in front of that, so we may see that eventually. But this line of storms continues to, it's just under severe weather limits. So it has some small hail, has some gusty winds, but not on the severe side of things. Again, this is the possibility for severe weather. This is running into more of a favorable situation for severe storms. So areas around Holt County towards Bassett, heading north, we may see those strong to severe storms eventually. Maybe a severe thunderstorm watch out of that. But this all kind of connected, and everything is going to pull to the south and east. Models through 7 or 8 o'clock have it kind of fizzle it out. And I'll tell you, to be honest, these weather models, awful with this, what's happening right now in south central Nebraska. So sometimes the models get it, sometimes they don't. This time they did not have any clue that that was going to happen today. They're starting to catch up now, but it's still a little bit off. So that eventually fades away, that fades away. So let's go to Thursday. Another chance for severe weather from, well, just about everybody. The better chance from O'Neill up towards Chadron, Valentine. That's your slight risk. Well, let's take a look at why. Well, scattered storms possible early in the morning, and then this wave is going to push through right there by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Similar to today, the smaller risk for severe storms here. If these get going, a better chance for severe weather. And you see, it doesn't look like much. Again, models are a little off on this. So this area does have a little bit of a chance for strong storms. And this could be on the strong to severe side as well. And then Friday, another chance for severe weather. This one actually makes a little more sense. Watch what happens Friday evening. Big line of storms very quickly moves from west to east and out of our area. But because of that, we're in a slight risk for severe weather on Friday, with just a marginal risk on the outside of that. But somewhere within here, that line of storms will likely form. It could form southeast of Lincoln and move away from us and not hit us at all, or it could form on the western edge of this and slice through and give us all a good chance for some strong to severe storms. So definitely worth watching. How much rain are we expecting? Depends. I don't even trust that model. We're just going to go past it. Rain is a possibility. If you get underneath one of those thunderstorms, you could see 2 or 3 inches of rain. So just keep that in mind. Low temperatures tonight in the 60s. Highs tomorrow, I think we'll get to around 80. Depends on how much cloud cover we have. But storm chances Thursday and Friday. We catch a break on Saturday, but hot. More storms possible Sunday and Monday. And then right back into the 90s for much of next week.
Thank you, Rusty. Speaking of weather, today marks 46 years since devastating tornadoes ravaged Grand Island. The National Weather Service is saying it is likely that never before this event or since then, have 7 slow-moving, deadly tornadoes touched down in such a small but populated area for such a long time span. That day in 1980, they dealt with those 7 tornadoes for 2 hours and 45 minutes straight. 5 people were killed, 200 injured, and around 500 homes and apartments were destroyed. All right, let's talk some sports now. Right now, the Salt Dogs are back in action here in Lincoln. The Salt Dogs in the midst of a homestand at Haymarket Park. For the latest on today's action, what do you say we check in with Channel 8 Sports Director Nate Johnson? He's here in the studio with the latest. Hi, Nate.
Hey, Rod. And yeah, big series for the Salt Dogs, trying to get some momentum here early on in the season. They're in the middle of a 3-game home series with Lake County, the Dock Hounds, before they host the Sioux Falls Canaries for a 3-game series, also at Haymarket Park. Lincoln was looking for a bounce-back game following last night's loss to Lake County. Early on, well, it was all Dock Hounds. Jack Blomgren, sending one of the bathrooms there in left field, the top of the inning there to start the scoring. The Lake County would go on to take a 7-0 lead going into the bottom of the 7th. But the Salt Dogs would score 5 runs in the 7th and keep the momentum going in the 8th. Callan Halverson with a 2-run single, and Lincoln would pull within 2 there. It would make it a 1-run game after 8. However, Lake County would hold on to win today 10-9 against Lincoln. The final game of this series is set for 6:35 tomorrow. The Storm Chasers will be back to work in Columbus at 6:05 today after last night's 9-8 loss. And the Royals will finish off their series with the Reds tonight at 6:10 p.m. We'll have more baseball updates coming your way in the sports zone, and we'll be taking a look at the Nebraska Women's Amateur Tournament. For now, though, Rob, we'll go ahead and send things back over to you.
Thank you so much, Nate. Also right now, people are lining up for Matt Rule's football camp tonight. This video sent into our Now Local News app by citizen journalist Brian. It's called the Padded Big Man Camp, and it's just one of the sessions he'll be hosting over the next week. If your kid is heading to any of the camps, scan the QR code on your screen and send us your view from the action. We'd love to see it. New tonight, the city of Blair is gearing up for their Gateway to the West days. They're expecting a big crowd and providing people with places to park and showing some of the roads that are going to be closed that you can see here in these pictures. Their parade is Saturday, and parking restrictions around the parade route will begin this Friday. They're thanking everyone for helping them make these events safe and enjoyable. Well, stay with us. We have more for you after the break and a whole lot more at 6 o'clock, including Pathway to Progress, the suggestions being made for how Lincoln can overcome its delay problem when it comes to handing out permits. Stay with us.
have one severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued. I'm going to zoom in here on it so you can get a better look at it. Phelps, Gosper, Furnace, and Harlan County until 6 p.m. This is moving northeast at 30 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. It's right on the very threshold of where we get a severe thunderstorm warning. So one or two of these storms may become strong to severe. Most of them are just going to be your run-of-the-mill, good old-fashioned thunderstorms, which, you know, that's dropping a lot of water, and we can use a lot of precipitation. So hopefully these stay sub-severe. Most of them will, but again, one or two strong storms a possibility. This one, as it moves to the north and east at 30 miles per hour with 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Here's what it looks like as we get past and towards sunset. The storms kind of fizzle out. They'll try to hang on, but the strong storms to the north a possibility, and then by 3 o'clock in the morning they should be done. But we're keeping an eye on these strong to severe storms. But again, it's a lot of rainfall, and there's a lot of us that would like a lot of rainfall.
You bet. Thank you, Rusty, and thank you for joining us. World News is next, and we'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.
The Amigos Yankee, reinventing the ordinary hot dog. Crispy cheesy original and bold jalapeno popper. At Amigos, where food is fun.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join. Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News is brought to you by Christensen Hearing Analytics.
Meet Lincoln's deal detectives at Salvage Warehouse. They're uncovering huge new savings every day. Discover up to 70% off retail on furniture and appliances all over the store.
The deals are real at Salvage Warehouse. Yeah!
Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots. We are a personal injury law firm that brings a warrior ethos to every case. We are Barry Law.
Summer starts outside at Fireplace Stone and Patio. For over 30 years, Fireplace Stone and Patio has been the destination for the best brands in patio furniture. From Telescope Casual and OWE to CR Plastics, built to last season after season. Warm up cool nights with a fire table from Outdoor Grey Room, OWE, or Napoleon. And take summer cooking to the next level with premium grills from Green Mountain, Napoleon, and Blaze. Fireplace Stone and Patio. Everything you need to live, gather, and entertain outdoors.
Chevy Silverado drivers will do a lot in the next 5 years. For their families, for their communities. But here's one thing they won't do. Pay interest on their new truck. Just announced. For a limited time, get 0% financing for 5 years on all 2026 Silverado 1500 models. Take on new adventures, make new memories, and leave the interest behind. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Green's Furnace and Plumbing has continued to be your trusted, locally owned and operated plumbing and HVAC professionals for over 100 years because of you, our loyal customers.
Thank you, Lincoln.
Thank you, Lincoln.
Thank you, Lincoln. Thank you, Lincoln.
Whether it's through your plumbing or heating and air needs or giving back to the community like sponsoring Lincoln Youth Football and the Capital Humane Society, we look forward to continuing the tradition of our family serving your family.
Thank you, Lincoln.
Since the 1800s, June has been devoted to the Sacred Heart of Jesus.
O most holy heart of Jesus, fountain of every blessing, I adore you, I love you, and with lively sorrow for my sins, I offer you this poor heart of mine. Make me humble, patient, pure, and wholly obedient to your will. Sacred Heart of Jesus, I place all my trust in you.
Looking for the best deals in Lincoln? Tag, you're it. Run in now for furniture and appliance deals up to 70% off. 3, 2, 1. Save. The countdown is on for great deals this year at Salvage Warehouse.
Bank local, bank better. Open your new checking account today at Westgate Bank.
Tonight, breaking news, the hostage standoff. The moment authorities move in, the 15-hour standoff. The suspect saying he attached explosives to hostages. Barricaded inside a building, 10 hostages inside. FBI SWAT teams on the scene for hours, and tonight, the moment here, federal agents make their move. Tonight, the JetBlue passenger jet in the air, another plane coming dangerously close. Air traffic control warning the passenger jet the other plane is not responding. calling the other pilot insane. Tonight, the suspect at a TSA checkpoint wearing a scarf, latex gloves. Authorities discovering an explosive device, scissors, and zip ties. Tonight, the high-stakes primaries, the cliffhanger, and the closely watched race for mayor of Los Angeles. Mayor Karen Bass headed for a runoff. Will it be against reality TV star Spencer Pratt? And the other races we're following here. Tonight, Iran striking Kuwait's airport in a deadly attack. The U.S. striking Iranian targets. And late today, President Trump is asked if the ceasefire is still on. Tonight, the high-rise fall, or was it murder? New surveillance showing an executive and the man who police say pushed him off the 25th floor. Tonight, the wife who went missing in the Bahamas, her husband claims she fell off the boat and was swept away. The new turn in this case. Tonight, the driver arrested after a deadly crash into a beach toll booth, her pickup in the water. The home run helper, the outfielder looking to catch the ball, but it bounces off his head instead, turning it into a home run. And it's here, game one of the NBA Finals on ABC, the Knicks, the Spurs, and Will Reeves standing by for us courtside.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. We begin tonight with the dramatic end to a 15-hour standoff and hostage situation. A suspect with possible explosives barricaded inside a building above a bank in Bakersfield, California, claiming he had attached explosives to some of the hostages inside. 10 hostages in all, the FBI, SWAT teams, and the bomb squad on the scene for hours. Tonight, here the moment the FBI moves in, taking down the suspect, freeing the hostages. And tonight, we're now learning more about that suspect and a possible motive. ABC's Melissa Adon leading us off tonight.
Tonight, the tense 15-hour standoff bringing downtown Bakersfield, California to a halt. Authorities say a suspect with possible explosives barricaded himself inside a building, taking 10 people hostage.
Hostages on the west end of the second floor.
SWAT teams, the bomb squad, negotiators, and FBI racing to the scene. Just before 1 p.m., reports of a man making a bomb threat coming in.
The subject possibly has a makeshift detonator and wires coming from under his shirt.
He also told law enforcement that additional explosives had been attached to some of the hostages.
Authorities say the suspect, identified as 41-year-old Anthony Scott Searles Harris, tied up 5 of the hostages, holding employees of the Kern County Superintendent of Schools on the second floor of this building above a Chase Bank.
We also had a hostage in there that we knew because the individual, she had her phone with her and was in communication with us until the phone died.
The first hostage released around 4 p.m., the second 4.5 hours later in exchange for food and water. Law enforcement speaking to the suspect through a door, negotiators working through the overnight hours. They have blocks barricaded here as several buildings are still under lockdown. At 4:30 a.m., the hostage team going in, shooting and killing the suspect. The remaining 8 hostages rescued, seen escorted to safety by SWAT agents. Authorities say Searles Harris, a registered sex offender, had an extensive criminal history and was dishonorably discharged from the Army for going AWOL. Police now searching for a motive, but saying they are aware of a YouTube video connected to the suspect where he expressed grievances about a prior conviction. David, authorities confirmed that the suspect had some sort of device on him, but bomb technicians say so far that device was not active. David.
Melissa Adon has been on the scene for us. Melissa, thank you. Tonight, the alarming close call between a JetBlue passenger jet in midair and another plane. This played out just minutes before landing at the airport in Fort Lauderdale. The other plane coming dangerously close. Air traffic control warning the JetBlue pilots that the other plane was not responding. Here's Gio Benitez.
Tonight, the alarming midair scare over Florida, a packed passenger jet coming dangerously close to another plane that authorities say was not communicating with air traffic control.
Mad Max there appears to be southeast. That guy's insane.
Authorities say a JetBlue flight from Ecuador was just minutes from landing in Fort Lauderdale on Monday when controllers warned the pilots of a nearby plane.